And then I was like, what's up with that?
Dude, no way.
Oh, hey there, listeners. Didn't see you there.
That was a pretty outstanding start, honestly. I love that.
That was beautiful. We should put that in a museum.
George, is that
that's how we
recording?
Yeah. That's how we open every episode from now on. With a funny gag.
I'm not against it.
We do a little bit. That's my
gaffs.
I love that word, bit. Like,
oh yeah,
sorry, dude. I was doing a bit.
I love that. I do love saying that as well. I love bit.
But yeah, welcome back to the 15 podcast.
Episode 7.
Episode 7.
Recording out of order.
Ooh! Once again, pouring out our production.
Well, if someone
style to the public.
If someone listened to episode 5 and then also happened to listen to episode 7, yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's the same people.
Yes.
Wait.
With returning guest Shy.
Returning guest.
Oh my god. Hello. Yes, it's me.
The first ever returning guest on the show.
I'm here to speak my Uncut Gems propaganda once more. No, did I tell you guys that one of my friends who works for the school paper had actually like messaged me on Instagram, be like, "Hey, can I interview?" And
oh really?
It was about students and their takes on films that were snubbed by the Academy.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "I talked to you about Uncut Gems."
Did you?
I did. Hold on, I have the link.
Are you telling me you were on another podcast before us?
No, it was my university.
Oh.
Was it a paper?
Yeah, or really like an online article now.
Oh yeah.
It was in a paper. I have the physical copy.
Vibe.
Yeah.
But a journal or something.
Yeah. They did not
and
have
whatever it is we're doing here, it is not.
It's kind of journalism. We got into politics before.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, we mentioned a politic. I don't know if I'd say we got into politics.
It's the politic.
You only need one.
I'm getting that tattooed. Politic. You only need one. You can vote once.
There's a picture of it in the newspaper, but I'm trying to find the article.
Do you care if I put that photo on?
Yeah, go ahead. You should. I think people know where I go to school, so it's kind of no-brainer.
People know? So if for some reason we blow up, you're fine with everyone knowing where you go to school?
Yeah.
How much longer do you have at school?
After this semester, 1 year. Almost there.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Hold on, I buried it.
Buried it.
Maybe, you know, if I go he retweeted. He doesn't tweet a lot. No offense, sorry. I will not put out your information. Welcome to the Censored Podcast. Everything's censored.
Welcome to Cancelled. Anyway.
Yeah.
While we're filling the space for...
I found it.
There we go.
I'm sorry.
No,
that's fine. Yes, Oscar
here's
snubs.
The actual art.
Oh, vibes.
Oh,
he cut a lot of what I set out. A lot, but like.
Oh
not,
yeah.
But not like in a like shut up. But like I just
yeah. Well, it's like I did. There's a non-profit in Sydney called Addison Road Community Organisation, and they had a lot of public backlash because they have a lot of space on their land and they rent out rooms and stuff, and they had a lot of backlash because they changed the conditions that one tenant was living under, They had
Mhm.
really, really cheap rent, and they were just like, "Sorry, we can't afford to give you this as cheap anymore. We need to up it, or we need to kick you guys out." And they got a lot of public backlash for doing that, because there was a much loved organization they had to do it to, unfortunately.
Right.
So I was doing a PR campaign for them to help get away from that. And one thing that I did was I did like Humans of New York style postings
Okay. Yeah.
of like the people from there. And like that's the thing is like you see like on those posts you only see like a few things, or if it's like multiple posts you get like a long story. But like you get a lot of content. Like people will just like unload information when you ask them questions about stuff that they do. So you really
Yeah.
need to cut back and like limit it to like a chunky paragraph and stuff like that. A lot of stuff gets cut out. And
Yeah. And
not
I
a lot
get
of
it.
people
It's
do.
just like, dang, I feel sorry for the guy who interviewed me. I'm like,
Yeah.
again, I gave him a
Everyone go
couple
fucking see
paragraphs
Uncut
and-
Gems right now.
Regarding cuts, you will never be censored on this podcast. You could say literally anything, and it's only your reputation. So
Wow.
feel free to say anything.
A true
you want.
uncut gem over here
Yeah,
in this podcast.
thank you. We are the Uncut Gem.
I'm calling it. You guys are the Uncut Gem podcast. Not about the movie. You just don't cut any. It's a joke.
Why would you? I think the natural look of a gem is way cooler than a cut one.
Right.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sleepy, man.
I know what you mean. There's,
Wake
like,
up,
I think
America.
geodes that look like hams.
Geodes that look like hams?
Yeah.
What
I
does
saw
that
this
mean?
one where it was like it had the exact like color of meat, and like the white veins in it looked like
Oh,
marbling
I-
of fat instead of like
Yes, I have just found it.
yeah. There it is. Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I just need to take my dog out.
Okay, bye.
Are we cutting this?
No. I don't know how to edit, so I'm not going to cut anything.
Okay, there we go.
Oh.
Yes, that's the reason. Okay? Don't judge me.
No, you're good. No, I get it. I'm just like, I just know how to do too many things. So like,
Oh, wow, nice flex. Okay.
no, I mean, no, because I'm trying to get.
I know how to
certif-
do too many things.
No,
You know how to do nothing.
No, that's not what I meant. I just mean like when it comes to like editing things, because like I'm trying to get certified through Avid, which is like a professional software to like that they do video editing and
Sure.
audio editing. I'm currently working on the video one, but I'm trying to do the audio one. I'm just like I just like doing it too much. Like I cut too many.
Oh, you cut too many things?
Yeah, but not like because I want to cut them. It's just like it's therapeutic. Editing's therapeutic.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is. There is
It
a lot
really
of satisfying.
As long as your like files aren't corrupted, it's very therapeutic. And also, if you give me creative control over everything, then yes, it is amazing. I.
This has been a lot of fun having you on. I know it's only just the start of the second episode, but you're up there as probably in the top 5 guests we've ever had.
Oh, hell yeah! Though you know,
Of the 5
sure.
guests that we've had.
I'm not sure why I'm not one, but you know, I'll let it slide. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I got literally brought back here for permanently. So
To be fair,
Um,
you sort of DM'd me and was like, "Oh, can I co-host?" And I was like, "Yeah."
I was like, yeah, consider like the
Yeah.
trial
Think
episode
about
my
it.
application.
Yeah.
Here's my resume. The picture's old, but you know what I look like.
Here's my resume. I talk.
You heard me talk before, right?
You do talk
We've
good.
spoken.
You're a good
We've
talker.
had a couple of
We had D&Ms in a car. That's like
Honestly,
that's where it's at.
dog.
Still haven't met my dog though.
Wow, nice callback to episode 5.
Oh, but
Sorry,
the
you
Uncut
can't listen to
Gems
this episode.
wasn't a callback.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can't listen to this episode until you listen to episode 5 to understand that tiny reference I made.
Yeah, episode 5
I don't
and
make the
7
rules
are
here.
exclusive. You need it's a sequel.
Oh no, wait, I hate sequels.
Oh no! You
Oh,
became the
no.
very thing you hated.
If you haven't watched episode 5, go watch it right now.
Stop
if
this
you
episode.
already watched it,
Episode
go back,
5.
watch it again.
Yeah.
If you
Episode
forgot
5.
every reference,
Go
watch it again.
Go watch The Empire Strikes Back. Come back.
Don't ever talk.
Text your mom, tell her you love her. Come back.
Sorry.
I'm sorry for what?
I coughed a little.
It's Corona season. We understand.
Corona season, baby.
Yeah, time to get drunk.
It sounds like
What?
it sounds like something that like
It's
I don't know, it'd be
Corona.
like spring break like thing like it's Corona season.
Yeah.
Spring
Now it
break.
means two things.
Spring break. That's such a
Corona
weird
time.
concept. Corona
You,
time.
you kind of gotta feel bad for the company, don't you? Like Corona.
Yeah.
A touch, yeah.
Do you think that's like look? That's like if there was a big company called AIDS and then AIDS happened.
Right.
You know. It's,
And then AIDS happened. God.
you know what I mean?
Yes, but I kind of like the idea. Then AIDS happen.
When AIDS strikes. Yeah. You never know when.
I'll do it. I'll take this podcast to a serious place.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of like similarities between what's going on with Corona and AIDS right now. Like when the AIDS crisis hit, and the way that like gay people were so vilified and alienated and treated like they were just like these little bastions of disease.
Yeah.
There's a lot of similarities with the way that people are treating Asians in really, really horrendous ways these
Yeah,
days.
that's very true.
Yeah.
Especially like Asian supermarkets or just any Asian restaurant. It's just like not.
Yeah.
I mean, meanwhile, like people are still eating pizza in like, lockdown.
Yeah. Yeah. People do be heckin'
Heckin' silly. Haha. Bunch of goofs.
Aren't y'all just a little bunch of gooseheads?
Bunch of goofs and gaffs over here, am I right?
Look at these fucking jokers over here. Yep.
Just recording this, it just gets me laughing.
Gish me, right?
It gets me laughing.
Really just tickles me fancy.
Really
So-
grinds my gears.
I love saying grinds my gears.
It really grinds my gears when my credit card doesn't work at home.
I don't understand what's happening.
I think we're just vibing. I don't know what you're talking about.
I believe the official term.
I think
Just,
Vibing.
if I can learn anything out of this episode, it's that I think I can only record one episode at a time now.
I'm not gonna lie, it felt ambitious. I was like, oh geez, we used up all our content.
Yeah. That's like I'm sort of dead for words because like I thought we've sort of talked about a lot of things I was planning on talking about, like to you, Shay.
Right.
So,
Hold on.
do you have questions for either of us?
Oh, true.
I don't know. Lecture me about like Australia.
Lecture you
I don't-
about Australia?
Lecture you about Australia.
Hi, I'm a new student in the
Wait,
course
okay.
Introduction to Australia. Nice to meet you, professors.
Yeah.
First of all, you need to drop that American shit.
Well, I won't use my credit card.
Second of all, that's not a knife.
Pulls out a Glock.
It's like that picture of that like cat with like the knife near it, and it's like
Oh, like the little smug bastard face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not Mel Dundee, yeah.
What's
Australia 101.
what's everyone's? Well, we've got an animator here. What's favorite animation style from the last decade, or like favorite thing that like struck you.
Decade?
Yeah, I have two that come to mind when I hear that.
I think Cuphead was really good.
Yeah, Cuphead was one of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially
See,
since
I
we were talking
can-
about Betty Boop and stuff on episode 5.
If you haven't
Oh,
watched that yet, sweats and everything. I don't know. I do a lot of I watch a lot of older things. Particularly, I have an obsession with things from the 60s, 70s. So I can talk a lot about my favorite things from that time. But
Oh yeah.
recently, I don't know. I kind of slept.
Oh well, then talk about that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna tell you guys about my favorite movie of all time,
Go for it.
Fantastic Planet,
Howl's movie
La
comes.
Planète Sauvage in French.
Fantastic Planet.
It's
I didn't even know it. Yeah.
It's
Whoa.
a 1970.
It's like a fish person.
I mean, some of my friends have called it Avatar before.
That's
Oh
insane.
goodness, he blew. The fucking Megamind.
Whoa.
Megamind? I guess when we were working on Megamind, we were very inspired by this.
It's a Czech. Is it? Wait, is it Czech?
Yes, Czech Republic, and French, I believe.
How did you even come across this?
Yeah. Wow.
Two ways. How I first heard of it was through I don't know if any of you guys are big like Wes Anderson fanatics.
I have
am.
watched some of his movies.
Not huge, but like
he
familiar.
collaborates a lot with Jason, who's like a descendant from the Coppola family, which is big film family.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
And I remember watching a video of him doing those like what's in my bag, or, favorite things videos from various like companies and whatever. And I remember him being like, one of my favorite soundtracks is Fantastic Planet. I'm like, whoa, this movie looks weird as hell. And then 3 years ago, my brother was trying to leave early from game night because he was going to go see a midnight movie. And I was like, well, what movie are you going to go see? He's like, Fantastic Planet. I'm like, I'm going to go see it. So then I saw it. And ever since then, I
really liked it.
Yeah, I don't know. It just speaks to me. It's very weird. It's got great music.
What's like the plot of it?
It's kind of about these big blue people called drogs. I mean, I'm probably butchering it because it's French, but they are kind of just like oppressing the humans, tiny people, on this planet, and it's just kind of a journey of the human coming together with the drugs to be equal. Pretty much. That's like a very simplified version, but
yeah.
But
obviously there's a lot more nuance to it.
It's a good age movie.
You know what vibe I'm getting from it, which now that I've got them both up, I'm just totally not really seeing the vibe, but what I was thinking of when you were talking about it was the Thief and the Cobbler, you know?
I don't think
The
I've
Thief and the Cobbler.
That's like a movie from my childhood. It's got the trippiest fucking animation. It's pretty fucking insane. I highly suggest you check that out if you haven't.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know the style.
Yeah, the style is familiar, but I don't think I've ever seen.
I'm not huge on it.
Nah, no, it's more like you got to see it in motion because it's like there's so many,
definitely.
It's like it's all checkerboard.
Yeah.
It's like weirdly some of them are stairs and then some are like the ground. It's a fucking trip. I'm not exactly saying it's a great movie, but it's a trippy.
But it's a trip, yeah. Another movie that's very trippy came out the same year as Fantastic Planet, which is also another favorite film of mine. Is called Belladonna of Sadness.
Oh, I gotta sneeze.
It is a Japanese animated film. It is very beautiful.
That's a very serene name, Belladonna of Sadness.
Yeah. Just, I want to rewatch
That's
it.
the name of my child.
Belladonna of Sadness. That's what you're gonna name your.
Yeah, Belladonna.
It's also a boy.
and then your child will have a theme song, cause like they have like there's this one song from the movie that's like, Belladonna, Belladonna, just like what? It's like it sounds creepy, but pretty good. Very graphic. If you're very sensitive to gore and violence, and there's a rape scene, but like It's
Yeah, a lot of Japanese animations do not pull their punches.
yeah.
And like it's so macabre because they're so beautifully animated,
Mm.
but it still
Yeah.
happens.
Is this like
Oh,
all
yeah. Like Perfect
watercolor or
Blue.
something?
Yeah, it was
Yeah, it looks like it.
watercolored, frame by frame back in the day.
Which is incredible. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, loved it.
that's wild.
Same thing with Perfect Blue. I don't know. I hope you guys have heard.
That sounds familiar, but I'll do another Google.
Perfect
It's,
Blue.
Yeah, it's
Oh yeah.
yeah
Oh, totally. Yeah.
blah blah blah. I can't talk. Classic, similar, kind of not vibes, but like maybe topic in a way, except it's about a pop star, not a woman becoming the devil.
Mm.
But
I mean, all this talk kind of brings up like the most obvious candidate, which is Studio Ghibli.
right.
And every fucking thing that they've done.
Well, they've got a very distinctive style. They don't really experiment outside of what they're good at, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, don't.
You're good.
Yeah, you're good. Please don't ever feel the need to change.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying
like
that.
I obviously would welcome it, but what's everyone's favorite Studio Ghibli?
I have one that I don't like watching anymore because I have bad past memories with it. But
yeah,
Kiki's Delivery
wanna spill the tea?
Service.
Really? I was gonna say that was my favorite.
Did Kiki hurt you?
Yeah, how did Kiki?
It was just
Kiki, do you love me?
I did like it just fine, and then a whole thing happened with my ex, and that movie just sort of holds water to that relationship. Like whenever I think of the movie, I think of the relationship, and I don't like that. So I'm sure one day I'll be fine with it again. It's just
Peer pressure. Watch it now.
I'm good. It's been years.
Oh.
Well,
I was gonna say why I like Kiki.
We're now gonna have a 40-minute analytical discussion.
No, it's just nostalgic. Obviously because as a little witch girl.
Yeah.
As we have discovered about my mother, and why she named my cat Scooby and Poe. My mom loves Scooby Doo Zombie Island.
Little supernatural wedge.
I remember when I remember her telling me when the movie came out. She's like, a little witch girl movie. Oh, have my daughter watch it. So I played it a lot when I was a kid, and I just kind of have memory with it. Like,
I feel like I realized the one I like the most. Sorry, I've just been looking at all the Ghiblis.
No, go ahead.
Howl's Moving Castle.
That is the one that I hear the most is people's favorite.
Really?
Is Howl's Moving Castle.
Yes.
Really?
I hear Totoro.
I hear Spirited Away.
Oh,
But-
Spirited Away,
but-
that's the one. Yeah, everyone.
But like in the past, like I'd say like 6 months, whenever I ask that question, everyone says Howl's.
Really?
Shy, you were the first person to not say Howl's Moving Castle when I asked that
Really?
question for like a good few months to a year.
Really?
Any of you seen Arrietty?
Arrietty? I don't think
Not
so.
yet.
That was a Ghibli that came out years ago, but it's only really just being.
Yeah, it came out like 10 years ago.
Yeah, but it's only just like recently modern for the Western audience. It's really
Yeah.
good. It's like, do you know The Borrowers? Like that old story about the little people. Like the people the size of like half a finger.
Oh, just like little like Aunt Dolly.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Wow, call back to episode 5 again.
Oh my god.
But no, Arrietty's
Almost like we just recorded it.
Arrietty is cool. Arrietty's cool.
Yeah, I have yet to check that one out. Same thing with Ponyo. I've heard good things.
Oh yeah.
Fine.
I've yet to see either.
I've yet to see Ponyo.
I'm just really blown away that you've met a lot of people that say Howl's Moving Castle. I don't know many people that say that as their answer. It's always like Totoro or Spirited Away.
I don't know what it is, but like that's just what we've been getting recently. Spirited Away is probably mine.
Yeah.
Because it was the
Spirited Away
first.
used to
It was the
scare me
first
as a
one
kid.
I watched, so like I hold it quite dear. No Face is a very ominous figure.
Yeah, back to me being scared of things. Spirited Away used to scare me as a kid.
Yeah,
Because I was worried my parents would turn to pigs, and I've like, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Right.
But now I've come to really love it. It took me a while though. It's kind of the same thing with like The Exorcist. I recently watched it like last year after being like, no, I'd rather not.
You know,
But then I love horror movies. Can't really why I have this weird
my sister
weird suppression.
My sister used to always refer to like our family to her friends as different Spirited Away characters. Like,
oh yeah,
because my dad looks like the guy in the coal room, like actually, and my mum looks like the big witchy woman actually, and I look like the big stupid baby actually.
Whoa, whoa! Oh my god! Wait, I have to relook at these pictures.
Oh my goodness!
That's kind of harsh.
Jesus.
See, Togs is laughing because he knows it's true.
No, it's not. No. Stop. No.
No, please, no.
No, Anakin.
I don't know. I think I look like the Spirited Away baby.
Hold on, I'm still trying to find a good picture of them.
Just such
I kinda
Spirited
forgot
Away
about it.
baby.
You don't look like the Spirited Away baby.
How do you don't even know what I look like?
Yes, I do. It's called you post pictures on the internet, Riley.
Yeah, sorry. You do not look like the Spirited Away baby. Fucking Riley.
Okay, Spirited Away baby with hair. Then
Well, now we gotta put hair on the baby.
And his name is Bo, and he's on the villain.
Are you a villain, Riley?
yeah.
Oh Jesus! Hello, Matthew Mercer.
Hello.
What's Matthew? Mercer?
Sorry, whoever wanted the 150th minute of Critical Role episode 98 spoiled. I'm sorry for the 4 seconds that I just.
We have to cut that out.
I didn't even know what was happening until it was over. Honestly.
I mean, I didn't even know how I did it. Honestly.
You just summoned it.
Do you guys ever just like stick pins through your fingers?
No.
No.
Okay.
Don't know if I agree with you on that one.
I'm not saying I should do it because I don't know. I just have a box of pins near me and I was just mutilating
Probably
myself.
shouldn't.
And you
It
just
might.
yearn to stab yourself.
Yeah.
It might hurt.
It does. Once
You've
you get
done it already.
once you get through the callus, then it hurts.
Oof.
What am I doing? I'm insane.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe we need to go back to bed, Riley.
I
There is
probably
something.
will after this.
I'm sending you. Yeah, I'm going back to bed after this. But there's something very satisfying. Like evildoer, full name, alias my baby,
My baby.
Mother. Fatty.
Dang.
So do you have plans today, Togs?
I have work at like 2:45.
Oh, that's nice.
And then I would have D&D, but I think my brother has an exam tomorrow, so we're not doing that.
Cool.
So no, I'll probably keep working on my resume and keep looking
Love
for
that.
jobs. Love that.
And
Love that.
Shy, you're just staying quarantined.
Yeah, I gotta try to send some applications to Cartoon Network internships.
Are you gonna try and get a job at
Oh my
Cartoon
God.
Network?
This is like the 4th semester I'm applying.
Like, is it specifically Cartoon Network that you want, or do you want like?
Yeah, well, I think I'm trying to do some of the adult. Pretty much any ones I've heard on Turner Broadcasting in Los Angeles area. I'm like, hi, I'm a great candidate. Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
So I gotta do that. I've been putting that off too much, but Mother Nature's like, you have no excuse. Please don't use your credit card. Will I run that joke into the ground? Yes.
Have you already? Maybe.
Yes.
Guess
But
I'll
that's okay.
add more credit cards to the thing.
Just actually,
Filled with-
can you just make the entire cover just credit cards?
Just a credit card.
Oh,
we're gonna talk about
gluten-free.
credit card debt here in the United States. a place you guys don't really have experience in, but we're talking about credit card debt in the United States, guys. Hi, this is the Economics Podcast. Right now, Baba da Booey.
Baba
Baba da Booey.
Right now. That's it. Thanks for coming in.
That was it? Baba
That
da
was it,
Booey?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're American, you know.
Could you explain it to us?
Nah, I was trying to,
Just vibing,
I
dude.
mean,
Calm
yeah.
down.
I can't calm down.
Riley has no vibes.
Incapable.
I have what?
You have no vibes.
No, Riley's too many vibes.
Yeah, if you
Too
met me
many
in
vibes?
person, bro.
Well, I just mean right now you lost them.
Okay, yeah.
You lost. It's like, you know, when you like people like lose their mind. All those many vibes you had, they're kind of splattered everywhere, and you're just like,
Okay, so
I don't-
Veet
you're not-
Yeet.
I've made the Veet Yeet. Have you watched Veet Yeet?
watched what?
Veet Yeet.
Veet Yeet is my single favorite video that Riley ever made, including the ones where I'm on.
I don't think you've shown that to me.
I've linked you my YouTube channel a few times.
I told you I haven't watched it yet.
It's like 6 seconds.
He didn't link me the video.
It's very satisfying content.
I'll get it up. I already have my YouTube open. So
Oh, someone has.
Anyway, back to my question. Best
Yes.
like animations that we like from recent years and stuff.
Spider-Verse was good.
Spider-Verse. Oh yeah, let's fucking talk about Spider-Verse.
Oh,
God,
I
that
remember
was
this
well done.
video.
So you do know it.
Yeah, I think did you post it on your Instagram?
So you lied to me.
I don't, no,
Well, sometimes it's like you have to see things to remember.
They lied.
it is not on
They
my
live?
Instagram. No.
By John Carpenter? Hey guys, welcome to the film podcast. Where I have a film major talk to people who may or may not have films.
Honestly, this is
That's
like the
why it's called the 15 podcast. There's 15 like possible avenues
Yeah.
finance.
But yeah,
your microphone is cutting out a fair bit. I just wanna,
Yeah,
I just wanna- I
well,
just wanna
no
put that-
you.
Well, I'm just letting you know in case there's something that's happened on your end. Like,
are you dying?
like maybe you punched it or something. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm just letting you know. Just letting you know.
Maybe punch it and see what happens.
Maybe it's the hour and a half that we've been using it for that's making
Oh,
it dead.
Yeah, possibly. It actually has been like an hour and a half. 28 more minutes and we can call it an episode. Okay.
Cool.
Alright, 28 more minutes of content.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
This is... Yeah.
Yeah, the style of Spider-Verse was like
I've yet to see
so good.
What do you mean you've yet
Wait, you
to
didn't
see
see it?
No, I haven't. It was one of those films.
Wow. I'm surprised by
was just, I
that.
couldn't get to.
You're here judging
I
us
want
about
to. John
uncut
Mulaney's
gems.
in it.
I mean, isn't it on the flicks and stuff now?
Yeah, but let me tell you about what my schedule was before almost quarantined. Busy.
If you have time to watch Uncut Gem 3 times,
That's because I went to the theater and saw.
If you've got
My
time,
friend.
uses more time.
No,
if you've got
it was
time
for
to listen
it was
to
for
it,
educational purposes. Educate myself on why I don't trust Howie Ratner. This is my video essay on why Howie Ratner. Sorry, uncut. Sorry, this is for Uncut Gem fans only. I'm taking this podcast, and we are now calling it the Uncut Gems podcast. Where all we talk about is the movie every week.
with,
No, it
with,
doesn't
with,
get old.
with you and 2 hosts who've never watched it.
The guests I had on episode 1, Sydney and Drew, they're they're big into movies, and I'm pretty sure,
Oh yeah.
like in episode 1, they definitely would have talked about Uncut Gems.
Well, if you
Because-
bring them back again, you gotta.
I'll get
It's
you
the
on
Uncut
as well.
Gems
So we'll have 5 people all talking over each other about Uncut
No, I'm
Gems.
saying when I mean, 5 people is a lot. So like when you
Yeah,
bring them back.
You can do that like when I'm not around. If I...
What? Maybe you need to just get Culture Gems and you'll understand that the movie is half the time people just talking over each other. It really is. It's very stressful, but I enjoy it.
Okay, I have two things to say. One, I just got an email that's like, hey, hope you're well. Given recent corona developments, we're gonna have to cancel networking meeting that we've been trying to set up for 3 weeks because the next 14 days we're doing no face-to-face meetings. And I'm like, oh goodness gracious.
Welcome.
But also the animation that I was going to talk about was, do you guys know the game Journey?
Yes.
No.
You
Oh,
know Journey if you saw it. You would know Journey if
I'm
you saw
sorry.
it. Journey was huge. You'd know it if you saw it.
Journey was so
I know the
beautiful.
band Journey.
Just-
Don't stop. Believe
No,
it.
it's got red capes and stuff. Like the main character is a red caped person.
Give me a second.
Came out in 2012, I want to say.
Yeah, it's getting up there.
I just looked up Journey. I forgot I had just mentioned the. So I'm like, why is the band coming up?
So pretty. So
It's pretty. I just only think it only reminds me of No Man's Land. I don't think I've seen Journey.
Yeah, No Man's Land, which was a flop in and of itself somehow. Yeah. I know what you.
Just that
palette that really matches up.
Yeah.
But the thing with Journey was it was literally about aesthetic. That wasn't, you can talk to anyone.
Yeah.
It was just this beautiful journey and experience. Journey.
Sorry, I meant to correct myself. I meant No Man's Sky, not No Man's Land. Those are different things I've learned on Google today.
No Man's Land.
No Man's Sky. Oh my god.
I said No Man's Land, and I was like, "Oops."
I knew what you meant though. I didn't even.
Yeah.
So I think I said it as well.
Sorry, correction.
You know,
we need time travel.
We're cancelled.
Togs, you were just saying the aesthetic, the game's all about aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Something, I go to gamer school, right? So we had a whole class about how aesthetic in the rest of the world means something different to what it means in games. You don't use the word aesthetic that you would describe oh, that dress is aesthetic, or this sky is aesthetic, in the same way you should refer to games, because aesthetic means its own thing in video games. So,
really? What does it mean?
It means I guess it's sort of similar in it's
I think do you mean how we've kind of bastardized aesthetics to be oh, this specific thing is so aesthetic, but for video games you're much more the big picture of everything?
There's a thing called MDA framework, right? And so that stands for mechanics, dynamics, and aesthetics.
All right, MDMA, go ahead.
MDA framework. So basically, a designer of the game always experiences the mechanics first, then the dynamics, then the aesthetics. Whereas every consumer will always consume the aesthetics, dynamics, and mechanics.
Yeah.
So it's yeah.
I think you could say the same too with film too.
Yeah.
You say aesthetic in that context, it's different than how you'd say it in the game, how you say it with objects.
And another use for aesthetic in game design is it's essentially the way you would say a genre, because games don't really have genres.
Yeah.
When people consider game genres, they think first-person shooter, they think platformer, but that's not what a game genre is.
Right.
A game genre, there are 8 of them, right? And it's limited to 8. You have sensation, right? Which means if it's purely audio.
Hold on. Let me grab my notebook.
Yeah, sorry. This is
Professor, go off.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, Professor Riley.
I need this A.
Well, now I don't feel like going into it.
No, go, no.
Please, sensation.
No, so
I need the other 7.
So there's the sensation games, which means it's all audiovisual. That's what the game's all about, basically. So I guess that is.
That'd be Journey, yeah.
Yeah, Journey would be a sensation aesthetic.
Mm.
Then you have fantasy, which means it's an imaginary world, right? There's narrative, which means it's narrative, right?
Story driven, yeah.
Yeah. Then there's challenge, which means that it boosts the replayability of yourself, because you just want to keep trying and getting it, right? So that's maybe like Dark Souls or something. Then there's Fellowship, which is like multiplayer. You're supporting each other. Then there's Discovery, which is like Minecraft. You just want to explore and discover. Then there's Expression, which is just do your own thing, more or less, which again, Minecraft. And then there's Submission, which is like you are just having an incredibly personal connection to the game. So those are the 8 quote-unquote aesthetic genres of video games.
Can you give an example of Submission?
I guess that's different to everyone. Like, personally, I have huge nostalgia to Spyro the Dragon, so as a human, I would have Submission to that game, right?
That's really interesting.
So every game can fall into these categories, and usually games don't get more than 3 or 4 of them.
I was gonna say they definitely have multiple. It's not single.
Games hit multiple; they don't just fall onto one.
Okay.
But,
then what would you call what we call genres, like first-person shooter?
I don't know. That's just that's like the fan-given genre.
Wouldn't you like call it like, I don't know, like type of game or like?
I guess it's a type, but
classification.
Like, in the way like movies are action, comedy, drama, right?
Yeah.
That these are the frameworks for games. So I don't really know what you would call like first-person shooter, platformer, etc. But yeah, that's the game genres.
That's the thesis.
Yeah.
Wig.
If you look at any very successful game, they tend to hit over 4 of them, because usually games will only hit 2 or 3. So like Minecraft, for example, that hits like 5 or 6 of them, right?
Yeah.
So that's why that game is so successful.
Submission.
And they were telling us when designing a game,
Minecraft Submission.
When designing a game, like focus on like 2 or 3, but then if you can get more in, because your game will be more.
Yeah. I mean, because then the game has more stuff. You want to play it. You keep playing it.
So yeah, games MDA framework. That's that's my lecture.
Thank you for your lecture, professor.
Where I suddenly got this energy to to lecture.
Well, I'm glad you have the energy. Earlier you did not have much, so we're happy to see you coming out.
Yeah.
It's good of you, Riley. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did that.
I did it.
You went there.
I went there.
You did that.
I did it.
Things you did? That. Places you went? There.
Yeah.
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 What the fuck is happening?
I don't know, I'm just trying to keep Riley awake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riley, you have 20 people that you're disappointing right now.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Stop!
Alright, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, guys, so clearly we can't keep doing this, so
Here's a new idea, guys. Watch this episode again and take a shot every time Riley says, yeah.
Take a shot.
Yeah.
You may or may not be alive by the time you watch.
You know what I am rewatching? A friend and I were talking about it the other day after we went to go see Be More Chill. I'm rewatching Pokemon Sinnoh League Victors.
Fuck yes, bitch.
Exclusively the contest arc, because that's the best arc.
The context art. The content arc.
Context.
The contest arc.
Riley, go to bed.
The contest arcs are always the best. That's why Gens 3 and 4 are so good.
Yeah, unironically, yes. That is exactly what we were talking about.
What are you watching it on?
Just like Pokemon.com has it available.
Oh, legit?
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey guys, this podcast has been sponsored by Pokemon.com.
God, if this podcast was sponsored by Pokemon.com, I would literally shit myself.
Yeah, I've got like all of Pokemon up until the end of Sinnoh on DVD, because I mean that's where it stops being good after Sinnoh. Well, Gen 6 is good, but Gen 5 and 7, 8 is no bueno.
Gen 5 wasn't great. Iris was cool, and then everything else sucked. Yeah. Gen 6 was
good.
I wouldn't say it was.
The reason I think Gen 6 was good was that they focused on a story. They didn't just like go episode by episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is kind of cool.
And Gen
I
7
guess.
no.
Which one was Gen 7? Was that Sun and Moon?
That was Sun and Moon. It's like
that was the one I watched. Like that was like only because it was like how do I cure depression? I watched this like dopey little fucking runt of a kid learn how to use Thunderbolt all over again.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
And Beware is the best character because he just constantly Team Rocket.
What I must say though, it's a fucking hell of a lot better than Gen 8 anime. Holy fuck! Oh my god, have you seen any of the Gen 8 stuff?
No, but the one thing I do know is there's like someone from Pallet Town or something.
You mean Ash?
No, like like another fuck you, like another person.
Yeah.
I was actually looking at this yesterday. Oh, because I'm fucking watching the anime, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name's Go.
Yeah.
His name's just fucking Go, and he has like 1 billion Pokemon at a laboratory.
Yeah, it's stupid. Because, like, so for one, the new anime doesn't take place in the region of the games, right? Like, I mean, it does, but it doesn't take place in the new game from Sword and Shield. Like, it doesn't take place there. It's just like
whack.
Every episode they're like in a new location from any of the 8 generations. Like they're just traveling around endlessly.
Oh, I kind of like that.
But they're not following the new region. I want them to follow the new region. And
yeah,
there's also so much Generation 1 pandering. There's so much, oh, this is a cool Pokemon, Ash never caught it. He's caught a Dragonite and a Gengar in the past, like, 2 weeks, because there's like, oh, there's such fucking popular Pokemon, let's just fucking force them down the throat of fans.
Has he actually?
Yes, he has. He caught a Gengar and a Dragonite.
Stunning. Oh, and Mimey's on his team now?
Yeah.
That is... Sorry, you can't have the Mr. Mime that fucks your mom on your Pokemon team. That's weird.
Sorry if you're not a Pokemon fan.
Oh, I'm just like not very like informed about it. Like I have a lot of friends that are into it. I'm just like, I'm new. I'm baby.
Baby.
So I'm just taking this all. Don't worry.
But I'm baby. Sorry.
No, I'm baby. Only I can be baby. Actually,
me.
Only baby. Sorry, I just love that meme picture. This one thing of Orson Welles saying, "I'm baby."
I can't believe they gave him a Dragonite and a Gengar.
Yeah. Did you just look it up? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm on like the Cerebi character bio now.
Yeah. It's like, why are you doing all this pandering? You literally just released a new region. Let him catch shit from there. And also he's catching final stage things, so it's not like he's catching something and you're learning to love it as it like grows up, you know? Like as it evolves and like it develops a character.
No idea why Buizel never evolved. But...
Well, I'm kind of happy with Buizel staying a Buizel. He doesn't need all.
Yeah, it was okay.
He doesn't.
It really could do us.
Like, I like him not always strictly evolving everything. I think it adds more character to his Pokemon and his team.
It does, but then he wonders why he loses every fucking tournament.
Well, you know, anime rules are different.
Except the last one, wasn't it? Wasn't he like the what's the island region? Alola? Wasn't he like the Alola champion?
Yeah, he won that. But also, Alola doesn't have a league in the sense that the other regions have leagues.
Oh, so he didn't really win.
No, he just won a tournament of other trainers, and then it's like, you're the first champion, but it's only because there wasn't a champion before, you know?
How do they establish a champion in the anime?
It's just, so what they do is there's a...
Oh god, he knows, okay.
I've watched the anime, dude. So...
He is an expert?
Low-key, this is one of my few topics. So, what they do is,
You're
like,
good.
There'll be a tournament of maybe, like, 50 to 100, like, fighters, like, trainers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the winner of that tournament gets to fight the Elite Four. Then if they beat the Elite Four, then they get to fight the champion. And if they beat the champion, then they're the champion.
Okay.
Yeah. So like Ash, he's gotten like usually top 8, top 16, top 4.
Yeah.
Like in the tournaments of trainers, but yeah. So the Alola League he won, he didn't even fight an Elite Four or a champion. He just beat all the trainers. So
I see.
yes.
Woo!
Bring back Brock's Kurgunk. That's all I have to say.
Bring back Brock. Period. Thank you. I like the fact that he went away in Gen 5, and then now they tried to shoehorn him back in Gen 7 as if he never.
Oh, they're trying to shoehorn him back in.
Yeah, because in Gen 7 there was like they were there for like half of the whole season. Misty and Brock, they were just back because it's like, oh, this is what the Gen 1 fans want. It's like, no, we just want we want the story from Gen 4. Like anything after Gen 4, that's not canon. Fuck that. The game, sure, whatever. But the anime, I'm not for it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Is this good content?
Go off, I guess.
There are very few things I go off about, and this is one of the ones I go ham on. So, forewarning, if you don't want me to rant, don't bring up Pokemon. Literally,
Alright.
Oh, yeah.
Pokemon. I brought it up.
Literally, my first assignment in gamer school was, like, pick a game and say why it's bad, right? And I just, like, went ham on Gen 8 Pokemon. Like...
On Gen 8 Pokemon? Leave them alone!
What?
You were strong with Gen 8 Pokemon. Vanillux is sitting right there, ready to be bullied, and you pick on Surfetch.
Gen 5 is a fucking brilliant game. Thank you very
Gen
much.
5 is an atrocity.
Okay, I need to sit up in my chair.
Garbodor is a thing that
Gen 5
made me
is
look
the
at.
peak of the games. Gen 5 is the actual peak. The story is amazing, the sprite work is outstanding, and they were copying nothing from the old games. They were standalone games. They tried to reach for a more adult audience for the first time ever, but Gen 1 fans didn't like that for some fucking reason. That's why we get Charizard, Pikachu, and bullshit like that shoved down our throats every fucking week. And...
Sorry, you're gonna look at fucking Gothitelle and tell me that Gen 5 is the best generation?
Yes, Gen 5 is the best generation, and I'll do that I'll say that till I die or they release a better generation.
Hoenn and Sinnoh are sitting right there.
I have more nostalgia.
Being good.
I have more nostalgia for Hoenn and Sinnoh, don't get me wrong, but Generation 5 has the best generation. Not necessarily the best decks of Pokemon, but it has the best generation. As a whole,
Yeah.
everything about it. The region, the world they built, it blows everything out of the water, and ever since then, they have pandered to children because Gen 1 has complained that they tried to mix things up. So now they play it way too safe for the past 10 years. I don't like going in rants this early, because now
What, now you're flustered?
Yeah, I'm flustered.
It's okay. Channel your inner uncut gem.
Uncut gem. Cut the gem.
Hi.
Cut it.
Welcome to the past 10 minutes where all I've done is talk about games and Pokemon and why their modern versions suck.
And honestly...
Gamers rise up.
Gamers rise up.
Yeah, gamers are oppressed.
Gamers are
Yeah,
like,
fucking,
really...
after seeing what...
After seeing what?
Don't worry.
Well,
Don't worry. I'm kind of worried.
Gamers rise up.
Gamers. Where my Mario Kart app gamers at? Let's talk.
I don't have the
My
app.
BitLife? Anyone got BitLife on their phone?
BitLife.
I don't even know what that is.
I'm so
Well-
excited for fucking Animal Crossing to come out.
Oh, fuck yes. Are you getting Animal
I've been
Crossing?
playing the app. 'Cause I don't have a Switch, but I'm
Oh.
excited for it.
We should start a GoFundMe to get you a Switch.
I would love that. Honestly, that'd help me out. What am I gonna do for the next couple weeks? I don't know. Schoolwork? No. That's too easy.
Yeah. I can't wait for Animal Crossing. Oh, but get this right. Another reason gamers are oppressed. I have to go to class all of
Oh my god.
Gamers! No.
So I can't pick up Animal Crossing in the morning because my class starts before EB Games opens, and then I can't pick it up after because I finish school after it closes. So I have to wait till Saturday to play Animal Crossing.
Can't you like pre-order it on Amazon or something?
Or just get it online.
But I've already
Yeah.
paid them off. I've already bought and paid the
I've already
pre-orders.
paid them off.
I bought them like.
Well,
months
you're
ago.
hiding a
You sound
fucking
like a
body.
guy on, like, Wall Street.
Jesus, yeah.
I paid them off. They owe me my Animal Crossing.
I've
I
already
saved their
committed
company.
tax fraud. I fucking.
Don't judge me.
No, we're not judging.
Gamers are oppressed.
Gamers are a minority,
Yeah.
and they need their voices heard.
You know that like Twitter account, like Ace Watkins or whatever?
What?
Isn't it the guy that was like
Gamer for president? Yeah.
Oh, I love
yeah,
him
know
so much.
Yeah.
Speak it, King.
Is he actually running? I feel like
I
he
don't
should.
think-
No,
I'm sure he's
no.
moving.
I know. Oh yeah, he's maybe. Why couldn't he run?
You
Like,
know,
That
it's
one
sort of-
photo of like the Oval Office with like the gamer chair in it. I love that.
I'm looking at it right now.
Seeing how the primaries are going, I don't think he has, because like too many old people are just like really running to the polls, trying to kill generation. So I don't think he'd do well
No,
like,
no, he wouldn't. But
pandering
it would
to
be
young people.
still probably.
It'd be great.
Maybe
He should
in
be
like
if Bernie Sanders ever gets a nomination, pick him as
yeah. Maybe in like 40 years, when he's
Maybe.
like 20 something, he can run.
Isn't he already like?
No, I mean when he's 60 something, not 20 something.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm pretty sure he's. I hope he's already like.
My head is.
Sorry, I thought we were talking about Bernie Sanders. Funny.
I hope Bernie Sanders can run again.
I don't know how to break this to you.
Dang.
I don't know how to.
I thought he lived forever.
We immortalize. That's why he wants healthcare for all forever.
Whoa.
Or maybe
Without
he
having
wants
to pay
healthcare
for it.
all because like he's a time traveler and he like
Time
he
travel.
knows.
And on that note, how much longer?
Oh, Pog. I just got an email from my uni saying like, hey, you don't need to come in if you don't want because of Corona.
Yep, there it is.
There it is. You got your
And
email.
it says, I mean, it says classes are still running, but there's no penalty for not showing up.
Yeah, which makes
Fair.
sense.
But that means, you know what
What-
that means.
What it means that
It's
you're gonna go
Animal
every
Crossing.
day.
That means like, yeah, Animal Crossing boys.
Animal Crossing.
So-
Get up early and go get Animal Crossing. So
That's
take
what
that, Professor.
that's what I'll do. What I'll do is I can just come late. I'll be like, oh, I missed the first class, or like I'll just message the other students and be like, hey, are people there?
Sorry,
Yeah.
I got caught up in something.
Corona.
Something personal was going on. I was having a moment.
Yeah.
A moment with my Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I just don't want to come to class very much.
You know, I'm worried about my health. The health of my village. I don't want to be corona.
the mayor is sick. Oh my god, have you guys watched Penny Parker's real-time fan dub?
No.
Oh my goodness. So they take like the like the cinematic story moments from games, like the cutscenes, and then like dub them over. It's just
That sounds familiar. Actually.
so fucking funny. Like the Sonic 06, the Resident Evil remake. It's so
yes,
good.
I have definitely seen that.
Yeah.
I have not. I'm sorry.
Fully recommend it if you do get a moment.
I probably have a lot of moments. I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, snap
Well, I have to
you,
finish. I have
Penny
to finish
Parker.
binging Riley's channel though.
Yeah.
You watch V. You can kind of call it a day there.
Hey,
Fuck you, Loki.
I was told that Minecraft was very good.
Well, I got very good RNG.
By Riley.
I got very good RNG. That's why it's good. I don't know if the content itself is good.
Well, I'll be the judge of that when I get there.
Riley's like, I don't need to rewatch my content. I was in it.
The race tier list is also good, and Rugrats the trilogy I also like. But yes, that's my channel.
Yes. Wow. Words of wisdom.
Yeah, we just hit an hour, like, on that burp. So
Thank God, let's go. You should have cut it off there.
yeah. Well, too late. Any final word?
Edit. Was the
Zooey Mama.